I'm with the COO of Safeguard Recruiting, Doug Larsen. I'm the Vice President of Operations. Thank you for trusting us and hearing what we have to say. We think this can be very, very helpful. And what everybody needs to understand is everyone talks about this so-called recruiting crisis in law enforcement, but what we have found out through 400 plus campaigns is there isn't a recruiting crisis. There may be a crisis in how we recruit, but there's plenty of people that want to work in law enforcement. What we have to do is deeply analyze our processes and techniques that we use for many years, and we have to apply that today to the new generation of future law enforcement officers and decide, will those actually work? I spent 30 years in law enforcement. Doug Larsen spent 25 plus years in law enforcement. We're both retired from law enforcement, so we know firsthand inside the department and outside the department what needs to happen. And we've been very, very blessed for the last several years to help law enforcement across the country staff their agencies up full. And so I wanted to first kind of tell you about when you hear about this recruiting crisis, we call that the 80-20 rule. About 80%, it may be give or take a few depending on the agencies, you're going to put those people, you're going to give them a badge. There's just people that want to be police officer. They're going to jump through whatever hoop they want to. They're going to do whatever it takes. The process is long. They're going to go through the process. They're going to endure it. You're going to get people that want to work for you. But why you're seeing so many agencies around the country that are down 15, 20, 25% is because it takes a different approach. And that's what Safeguard Recruiting specializes in. We call those our passive candidates. We call those the new generation, the people you have to reach out to differently. And this is not unique. Every industry out there has had to adapt to how the new generation is attracted to employment. So, Doug, thanks for being here. We're going to get right to it. The number one step to do is to be authentic. You've got to come across like you care. And that goes to a lot of the marketing materials that we utilize for our clients. Doug, I'm just going to break this open to you. You speak to all of our clients. You set all of them up. What are we talking about when we talk about be authentic?
Yeah, show off your area. Show off what makes wanting to live in your area exciting to people. Show off the culture of your department. Let's use photos from your area, photos from your department, photos from real officers that are around to show that they're human, how they interact there, and just show off your department and what's so special about it.
Yeah, we'll take a client's website and it's not really generating a lot of interest. And man, you put a few nice photos on there, you show them doing their job, you put some testimonials from officers, testimonials from the community. And next thing you know, you start getting interest. You have to think about the landscape. There are people that need to, there's lots of agencies out there recruiting. Why would they come to work for your department? And all the studies, all the research talks about when it comes to retention in law enforcement, people going into law enforcement, they want a department that's real, Doug. They want authenticity. That's why some of our most famous shows out there, whether it's Live PD or On Patrol or Cops or whatever it is, they're so popular, right? People want to see what's real, and there's a way to reflect that in your marketing material.
Exactly. And I think that's the most successful campaigns we see is the departments that really embrace those techniques and bring forth what is special about their department, why people want to work there.
Number two, the number one was I'll be authentic. Number two step for recruiting the next generation is to remove the friction. Listen, the hiring process in law enforcement can be long. It can be arduous. There could be multiple steps. The last thing you want to do is to make those steps last 9 months, 12 months. The longer that is, the more drop off you get. But there's some easy things that agencies can do right now to remove that friction. And what we advocate for and what we've seen success in is to be mobile first. 85 to 90% of all job applications right now in America are coming in through mobile devices. So why in the world would you create an automatic friction point and not take that application off a mobile device? We also advocate what we call the 5-minute application. The first initial application should be short and sweet. We see a huge issue when departments start with the huge background packet. There's no reason to do that, right? And so you want to be mobile first. You want to remove the friction. You want to give easy access to each step of the way, Doug. Tell us about some of the successes you've seen with our clients when it comes to that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. If we can keep them on the phone and keep them mobile and an easy application, easy way to capture information, you're going to be a lot more successful. And then you have that information to be able to follow up with the person, and you don't have them look at your ad or your application and then push it down the road. So we need to be real careful with every time we make our applicants register for a program to take the next step, because we get some drop off there. Not speaking to our applicants before they fill out your long application, that creates some issues where we start seeing drop off and people don't take that next step, because some of them want to know there's some interest from the department before they're going to move on and put that time into it.
Yeah, and one of the benefits of doing so many campaigns is we have a lot of data on this, and we know that once you take people off of mobile at the initial step, they're losing as much as 90% of those interested candidates. That seems insane, right? If you keep them on mobile, we're seeing them retain up to 50%. And so you're going to have drop off at every step. Some of the friction can't be ignored, whether it's a background check or it's an interview they don't do well in, or it's a physical fitness test that they don't do well in. But you want to prevent that drop off at the first step, right? You want to get them to step 2, step 3, step 4. And so keeping them mobile first, making that initial step as easy as possible is just paramount, is it not?
Oh, it certainly is. And especially with departments that are struggling to get enough candidates to talk to, and you get some quality ones coming in, you don't want to lose those people because of your process. And you want to keep them right up front, interested in your department as much as you're interested in them. So making it as easy as possible is what we advocate, and we'll help with that. We'll make sure we have the forms up front that can capture the necessary information for you, and keep them on the phone and keep them, informed.
Step number 1 was be authentic. Step number 2 is remove friction. And here we are at number 3.